Hi, friends. It's Pam Morin, Creative Memories Advisor. Welcome to my Wednesday night Scrap Your Stash. I'm so excited to be here with you guys every Wednesday night to make a project together. And the last couple weeks, we have been working on some borders and decorating with our decorative blades for our 12-inch trimmer. And we're going to combine that all together tonight into a simple border that I'm using on a page that is more of a collage of pictures than it is a layout that we do, a decorative layout. So we'll take a look at that in a minute. But first, I want to go through all of the items that we have coming up, including my Pretty in Pink scrapbooking retreat. I have some spots available, and I would love for you guys to join us. This is, I'm making this announcement for the first time tonight. This is going to be our last crop, my last crop at the Golden Eagle Christian Center. I received an email this week that the facility is closing in 2026 because the wonderful couple that have been running the facility for 30 years, I think, 20 to 30 years, Kathy and Mike, they are retiring, and I'm so happy for them, and they deserve it because they have given so much to the Golden Eagle and to all of us so that we have these wonderful weekends at this beautiful facility. So I'm so happy for them to start the next chapter in their lives, their retirement, because like I said, they deserve it so much. But that's at the end of a chapter at the Golden Eagle Christian Center. Like I said, they cannot find someone to replace Kathy and Mike. So they are closing. So this is my last retreat at the Golden Eagle Christian Center. So it's going to be so much fun, and it's going to be kind of sad. But again, we're all happy for our wonderful hosts. They are just tremendous people. So if you are available September 5th through the 7th, please join us for another great weekend of fun and make and takes and classes. I'm going to change it up this time. We're going to do different things. So I hope you can join us. It's either Thursday through Sunday or Friday through Sunday. It's up to you. And the cost there is in about the center, a little bit below the center of the flyer. So let me know if you have any questions. But I would like to get as many people as we can to have a wonderful final weekend at that facility. All right. And let's get started. We're just going to jump right into it tonight. I am pre-recording because I am at a concert right now. And you know how I love outdoor live bands, and then outdoor is even more fun. And there's an outdoor theater or venue near where I live. And so that's where I am Wednesday night. I'm at a concert. So I pre-recorded this on Tuesday night so that I didn't miss a week with you guys. All right. So let me get started, and I'm going to share my table. And give me just a second. We're going to jump over to my table. There we go. And as you can see, I am all ready. I have my border maker system, and I have my trimmer all ready to go. I've already got my decorative blade in the blade mechanism. This is my straight blade, so we're going to set this aside while we're making our border. And the border I am using, the cartridge that I'm using, is the Square Link chain. I don't know if this is still available. I can check real quick while we're doing this, but this is the Square Link chain. That's the cartridge I'm going to use tonight for my border. All right, let me pull my album. I'm going to just put this in the cartridge in the punching mechanism. snap it in, so we're ready to go. All right, I'm going to get this stuff out of the way real quick because I want to show you the border that we're going to make. I did make an example, or I did make the right side. So tonight we're going to make the border for the left side of my pages. So this is my grandson's album, and I have just printed tonight out the pictures that I'm going to put on this side, and I'm going to do a collage like we did over here on this side. Excuse me, just a bunch of pictures. You know, we were messing around on Facebook Messenger using that filter that you can do to, you know, change your face and make yourself look like a monster and give yourself lipstick and all those fun things. So my grandson and I were doing those. And so I just made a collage out of it. I really do like a collage. I just have always liked how that looks, you know, having that a bunch of pictures. I didn't do many variations of sizes. I mean, I've got landscape and I've got no, they're all landscape. They're all landscape because it's like a screenshot when you're on Facebook Messenger. So I just did a screenshot. So they're all in landscape. So there's no trimming that I could do. So they're all the same shape, which is fine. And then just laid them out and did a fun, you know, I didn't put them exactly straight. I put them a little off center, tilted, and you know, gave it a fun look. And then I just wanted to add something to it because I didn't have any kind of decorative piece or embellishments or anything on it yet, die cuts or anything. So I wanted to do a decorative border, and I wanted to do something that you know, we've been doing the last couple weeks. So I made this border here with that cartridge. And then I used the pinking decorative blade on the background behind this border. And so I really just have 2 layers here, but then I did the decorative border, and remember how we kind of puzzle pieced them together last week? So I did that effect as well. So I've kind of brought together the things we've talked about the last couple weeks into this design tonight. So let me show you how I did that. All right. And I'm going to take it really slow because I want to make sure I get this right. So I've got my pinking blade in my trimmer, and you just have to be aware because this is one, we talked about it in last week. This is one where it has the upper part of your curve and the lower part of your curve. So depending on how your blade is in the blade mechanism is what you're going to cut. So let me just show you what I mean. I have a couple pieces cut out. So in this example, you can see there's an upper curve and the lower curve, the outer and the inner of the curve. And so this side is outer, and oops, sorry, there we go. So this side on the right side is the outer curve, right? Where the part of the curve that's sticking out, and this is the curve that's going inward. Okay, so you can see you get both effects with this blade versus last week when we used the let's see, which one did we use? We used the pinking blade, and that's a zigzag. So you don't have that the upper part of the curve and the I'm not using the right words tonight. You don't have the part of the curve that's curving out, and you don't have a part of the curve that's curving in. So you don't have an innie and an outie. The pinking blade is a zigzag, so it's just up and down. But with let me pull it out so you can see, it's the stamping blade. You've got the inner part, the innie and the outie. The curve that goes inward and the curve that goes outward. So you have to pay attention to the way your blade is in the mechanism. So what I always do is I will just push this white part that's on the top of the blade, and that pushes the blade up so you can see the blades then sticks out of the plastic covering. And so you can see then which way the curve is going. So you can see the curve is going this way, right? The top part of the curve is here, and the inward part is here, is on this side, on the left side. So if I put my blade in this direction in the mechanism, it's going to cut the upper part of the curve this way, because there's the upper part of the curve. So the curve is going this way. So let's just do one. I'm just going to use this example here. So and I always pay attention to where the writing is. So if the writing is facing this way, that means the upper part, the outer curve is going to the right and the inner is to the left. So let's make sure I've got that. I'm saying that right. I'm just going to cut this piece here. No, the curve is like this. So the curve is here. So the left part is, I'm sorry, the outer curve is on the left. No, this is the right. So the upper curve is on the right, and the innie and the outie. The innie is on the left, the outie is on the right. And that just worked out really well, because now I can use this. I've got the outie on both sides of this one, and I've got the innie on both sides of this one. So now you can kind of see you have an outward curve and an inward curve. Those are the words I'm looking for. And so you just have to pay attention to the way you put the blade in. So the outward curve is on this side, and it cut the inward part on this side. Okay. All right. So let's hope I can get this right now for this border that we want to make. Okay. So let's punch the border out first. Oops. And remember, we're going to lift the tray out. We're going to pop that open. We're going to lift up the arm, and we're going to slide our paper so that it's right up against that ledge on the tray. Put the arm back down, because that holds your paper in place. Fold the tray back under, and now our paper's ready to be punched. We already put our cartridge in the punching mechanism, and it's the square link chain that we're using tonight. I'll put that back in, and it snaps. Then we're going to line up this notch right here with the notch that's on the arm. And there's 6 of them, so we're going to make 6 punches. And you're also going to feel these metal knobs lock in under here in these notches. And that just keeps it steady while you're punching. And then you can just slide it down. Now, I felt a little bit see, my paper was getting caught. So I just took the mechanism all the way off and put it back on instead of sliding it down. Sometimes when you slide it, some of the little bits of cut paper may get caught in there. So sometimes you have to take it completely off and then bring it down to the next notch. Okay, so there is our cute chain. And remember, it's a chain because it's punched completely off the paper. That's what the word chain means when you see that in the name of the Border Maker cartridge. So this is square link chain, and it's chain because it punches completely off the paper. Okay, so we have that. So we're done with our Border Maker system. We can put that aside. Boy, this one just does not want to go in right. Okay. Okay, so we can put all of that aside. Okay, and I'm actually going to set this aside as well while we get the other pieces ready. All right. So now I used a light blue and a royal blue for the layered part of our border. Let's take a look at the example again, or the left side again. Okay, so we're doing the outward circle on the outward part of the curve on each side, and I did that at 5/8 of an inch so that we have a nice amount of blue around it. So let's cut the light blue first, and that's the outward part of the pinking blade, not pinking, stamping, the stamping blade, the outward part. So I think I need to flip my blade around, but actually first I need to trim off my paper. So I'm going to put my straight blade back in, trim off this piece from making the border for the left side of my layout. Let me just trim that off so that I have a nice straight edge. So now I'm going to put my stamping blade back in with the writing to the right. I'm pretty sure that's the direction I need in order to have that outward blade. The outward curve. Yes, see, I have the outward curve. And that's what I want. And I had that I just had that, sorry. I lined the edge of my paper up with the second dotted line on the cutting mat so that I just have that narrow piece that I cut off to get that decorative look on the very edge of my paper. So now I'm going to take it over to 5/8 of an inch, and I'm going to use the measurements that are over here to measure. And I'm going to go to 5/8 of an inch because a 1/2 inch was too narrow. It did not fit my chain border. So I didn't want to do 3/4 because that was too wide. So we went right in the center of that, which is 5/8, which is right there. And I'm going to do the same. Oops, my paper moved. Okay, there's 3/4 of an inch. Here is 5/8. Same thing. I lined it up at 5/8. Oh, I should have turned it. See, I messed it up. I needed to turn it. Okay, that's okay. We'll do it again. That makes sense because I have my blade one way to get the curve that I wanted on this side. And now I need to turn my blade the other direction to get the curve, the outward curve on the other side. There we go. So you just have to turn your blades when you're trying to get the same outward or inward on each side of your strip of paper. Just remember to turn the blade and see how that's a nice amount of light blue behind our border. Okay, so now we're going to take our royal blue, and now I want the inward part of the curve because I'm going to match it up on the edge of this. Remember, we did that last week. And so if I want the inward, to be on this little strip, then I think I need to turn it with the writing facing to the right. And I'm going to line up my paper on the edge with that second dotted line on my mat because I just want a little narrow strip for the edge of my border. Yes. And I think that was, yes, I got it right. So this little narrow strip, the curve, it's the inward curve because I'm going to line it up on the edge of this one. Remember how we pieced them together like a puzzle last week? We're going to do the same thing. Okay. So I'm going to change my blade, Pay attention to where my writing is. Yeah, I want it just like that. I'm going to trim off this outward curve here so that I have a straight edge again. And you may need to hold your paper because these are very small cuts. You don't want your paper to shift. Okay, and then we're going to put the blade back in, and I have it in the direction that I want it. And I've lined my paper up at that second dotted line on my mat. And you could make it wider if you want the blue to be wider than a 1/16 of an inch. Absolutely. You could make it a bigger strip on the side. I just thought it would be fun to do a very narrow strip. Okay, so I think we got it. And I forgot to mention last week, you always remember to put your straight blade back in so that when you grab your trimmer the next time and start trimming away, you're not accidentally using a decorative trimmer on your whatever you're cutting. So just remember to put your straight blade back in the cutting mechanism before you put your trimmer away so you don't actually accidentally cut something decorative that you didn't want to. And I know this because I've learned this from many times forgetting to do that very thing. Leaving the decorative trimmer blade in the trimmer, and then, oops, I cut something with a decorative blade that I didn't want to. Okay, so we're going to start with the very narrow pieces that we cut that have the inward curve. And I'm definitely going to use repositionable on these very narrow strips. Just take it all the way down that strip. And I'm going to line it up right next to this jeeping. And the jeeping is this little protective edge here on the edge of our refill pages. So I'm going to line it up right next to that jeeping edge and line it up with the bottom of my refill page. I just wanted to give my pages just a little something, but you know, the main focus of this type of a page for me is the collage. You know, I like to do a collage, you know, when I have a lot of pictures for an event. It's fun. I just like the look of a variety of pictures all grouped together, tilted, and you know, just a fun layout, a fun look. Okay, and then I'm going to take my blue, and my blue outer curve fits right there in that inner curve of the darker blue. Let me hold that up so you can see. Look how cute that is. So the inner and the outer, just make sure you turn your blades the right directions. And hey, you'll probably take a couple times that you'll have to learn which direction to have your blade in the blade mechanism, but no worries. Okay, there we go. Cute little border, and you could just leave it like that. That's very cute. I did use some foam squares. You guys know how I love my foam squares. So I did use foam squares on the border that we cut out with the Border Maker system. I just thought that that would give it a fun look to pop it up. And I'm doing foam squares. A couple of them I did on every single square. I did skip one in every once in a while, but I just like my when I'm putting something up on foam squares, I want it to be up and even, and I don't want it to be waving down in the spots where there isn't a foam square. So there we go. And there's our border. And it's ready for all those pictures that I printed tonight to put those in a collage on this side of the layout. Just have to take all the backing off of your foam squares. There we go. One more. All right. And then just line it up with the bottom, the edge of your refill page, and then just line it up on the light blue. There we go. Fun little border just to add some interest and color to the page. And then eventually I'm going to add these pictures in the same kind of a collage on this side. And I'm getting closer to being done with this album. I'm so happy about that because he's 4 in this album and he's 10 right now. So I need to get going on his next albums. All right. And speaking of albums, so now that I've finished that page, I'm going to put my supplies away for the night, or maybe I'm getting ready to go to a crop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my rainbow dot pod, and I think I'm going to change back to my other camera, but I'm going to grab my polka dot pod and I'm going to put my album in the pod with the folder that has the collections that I'm using in his album. So let me switch you back over to my other camera. And this is the Rainbow Dot Pod, and it is on sale now. And originally, when this came out last year, it was a bundle, and you got a sampler pack of cardstock, and you got some dividers for the cardstock, which are so cute because they're all in the different color, the rainbow colors. The dividers are. So you could get really organized with your cardstock. You had a set of dividers, you had a sample pack of the cardstock, and you had a pod to put it all in. But now, and I love these pods, so I bought several of them, but now you can buy them separately. You don't have to buy the bundle. You can buy just the rainbow pod. And so that's what I did because they look really cute sitting on my shelf. And I haven't put my labels in, but I need to. So I need to put my grandson's name in here. So I know exactly when I slide this on my shelf, I know exactly which pod is his. And I can pull it out. And there is my project folder with the collections that I'm going to use in his album and stickers and die cuts. It's all organized in here. And it has his name on it even. I put a little label because there is a spot in the project folder that has a slot, and you can put his name or whatever theme is in this project folder. Like I have my Christmas in a project folder. I have my camping in a project folder. All of the different albums that I do, I have a project folder for. And when I find paper that I want to use in that album, I put it in here, or when I decide what color palette I want to use in the album, I put them in here to keep them organized, especially like the little stickers and little die cut packs that, are easy to lose because they're small and get lost. So put them all in a project folder and then put them in the pod, and then put your album in the pod. And then when you're ready to work on that album, you can grab that off your shelf and you're good to go. You have it all here. Now, I haven't tried to put this on my calyx. I'm going to try that now. It does fit. Yep. It does fit on my calyx. So if you have an IKEA calyx, I just had to fold the tabs that are at the top of the project folder down a little bit, which is fine. It's not hurting anything. So they do fit great up on your calyx if that's the kind of shelving unit you have. And then all I have to do is, like I said, look for that name tag here in the little pocket that's on the front and pull that off the shelf, and I'm ready to go. I have all of my stuff right there that I need to work on Noah's album. And I just need to be organized. I am somebody that likes to have everything together and in a neat fashion, but out. I want to be able to see things. I don't want to have them in drawers and cupboards. I like it to be out on a shelf. And however however you want to organize your space that makes you feel good and makes and it I don't know how to describe it. Maybe it's like relaxes me, or it's just very soothing to me to organize it in my, the way that makes me feel good. So you should organize your space in the way that makes you feel good. But this is the best, and I'm so glad these came out, and I can purchase them individually, and not with a bundle, because I already have all the dividers and the cardstock that I need. But I wanted more rainbow dots because I love how cute that is on my shelf. And I love how easy it makes it for me to find all my stuff. All right, ladies. Well, that is it for me tonight. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Oh, one more thing. I almost forgot. Don't forget that this Friday is our Friday night virtual crop. It's going to be so much fun. This week is the Creative Memories virtual crop. So there's two things going on this Friday for the Creative Memories virtual crop. One is they are going to open up the secret box number 2 together. 2 or 3? No, this will be 3. What are we? August. Yeah. This will be secret box number 3. I've lost count. They're opening secret box number 3 together this Friday. I think that's at 5:30 Central. Maybe it's at 5 Central or 4 Central. I can't remember the time. You can go out to the Creative Memories blog and get all of the details, or the Creative Memories virtual crop group, Facebook group, and get all the details on when all of that happens. But Noreen will be opening the secret box this Friday. And then we get the sketches, and you can hop on my virtual crop and make the sketches with us. And let me get you the QR code to register. It's totally free. There's no cost for my virtual crop. Just click on this, just hover your cell phone over this QR code. A little yellow link will appear at the bottom. Click on that. All I ask you for is your name and your email address. And then Zoom will email you the meeting link. And then 6:30 p.m. Eastern on Friday, you click on that meeting link and you come join us, and you talk and have a good time. I have my table displayed so you can watch me scrapbook. You can scrapbook along with me. It's totally up to you. You can work on your own projects. You're in your own scrapping space, so you can do whatever you want to there in your space. So I hope you will join us. We have so much fun. It's such a great group of ladies, and they always love welcoming new friends to our virtual cropping tables. So please come join us this Friday. It's a fun Friday, a double fun Friday, because it's a secret box opening and it's the Creative Memories virtual crop. So we're going to have sketches. I can't wait, because I do love to scrapbook with sketches. So come join us. All right. And I'll definitely be back next Wednesday. So you guys have a great week and weekend, and I'll see you at Scrap Your Stash next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Good night.